Hey everybody, One of Weezem here. Wednesday, I guess it's technically Thursday now, but Wednesday, October 23rd, 2013. Just unboxed LightCore Flashwing, and she is yet another awesome LightCore pose. Puts out a ton of light. If you want to see that, check the blog for pictures. Check her unboxing video. Her and LightCore Smolderdash, they are doing some good things for the LightCore reputation. Regular LightCore Grim Creeper also looks pretty well. That said, I mentioned it in Flashwing's video. The next one is going to be LightCore Warnado. Anyone that's watched my stuff, you know, day one, Skylanders Spiral's Adventure, I was there. Unboxed it, we got the character poster out, I went through the characters, and I said this one, this one, this one, and then I said the one I'm looking the most forward to, Warnado. Here is Warnado. This is actually his SSA pose. I've got a couple of them. Just because, again, he was awesome to me. He didn't turn out to upgrade quite like I had hoped or be the most powerful character in the game, but I mean, still, he's a flippin' turtle riding a tornado, and that's a pretty sweet combination to me. Again, turtles, ubiquitous to me as an underdog. Stories, fairy tales, fables, you know, whatever, it's almost always the turtle that's an underdog. I'm big into weather, so the tornado aspect was really cool. And it's just a really wicked looking pose. I mean, that was really, I mean, this, you have to remember, was SSA, where a lot of the characters were kind of plain and generic. You have a pretty awesome pose just with Warnado as is, but then they put him on top of that translucent blue riding the tornado. Just kind of icing on the cake for me. Stoked. I asked at E3, I said, any of the castaways coming back? They couldn't confirm anything, but the answer was basically yes. Couldn't say which ones. Now we know. Well, actually, we found out, but here he is. Available at launch day, LightCore Warnado. I picked this up at Toys. Initially at Target, I mean, for $12.99, and then I didn't know Toys R Us had the buy one, get one going on. So ultimately I got it at Toys R Us for $13.99, buy one, get one 40%. Combine him and Flashwing together, I saved money over Target's dollar cheaper price. So there you go. As far as stock goes, have had no issues finding LightCore Warnado. Don't really envision that happening. Outside of like the latest rounds of LightCore and Giants, that was never a problem either. If you want them, or if your kids or your, you know, significant other, husband, wife, whoever it is that's in the Skylanders, we're trying to get them something cool for a gift, birthday, Halloween, Christmas. If they're a big Warnado fan, just get it, you know, and pick it up before Black Friday or before the Christmas rush, you know, and that way you for sure got it taken care of. Won't waste your time, won't waste your gas, it'll just be done, and you don't have to deal with it. That said, Warnado, again, it's not just because I personally pushed him or because, you know, I was a big fan of his. There's several, I guess quite a few people feel the same way I do. It's just like Sprocket, she's got kind of that niche fan base. Same thing goes for Warnado. Again, like I said, some people were disappointed with his upgrades, but, you know, people stay loyal to the characters they like, I've learned. So Warnado stuck it out. He's still got a pretty nice fan base. You see that also, you know, like Camo and Sunburn, Ghost Roaster. Several of the castaways people are pretty attached to. That said, the only thing I can say bad about Warnado coming back in LightCore form is that means he doesn't get a Wow Pal. This is a character that could truly use a Wow Pal. Back when we learned of this via a leak, you know, I was talking to Daphne on Twitter. What I just said, same thing she echoed. Warnado could really use the Wow Pal. I'm kind of bummed about that. My personal opinion has been and remains that the LightCore characters, disregarding the flash bomb when you first put them on the portal, they ought to have a Wow Pal. You know, that's just my opinion. They cost a little more. I realize they are cool. They light up. They've got the flash bomb. They look different in the game with their light up effect. But still, I personally feel like they should have the Wow Pal. Some people will like this. Some people won't. Warnado won't have a standard pose. You know, meaning like a Series 2 like Camo's getting. Camo will have a Wow Pal, but since Warnado's LightCore, he does not. Again, in the past, like with the Giants, you had the regular pose, Series 2 Drobot, and then Drobot's, you know, LightCore. So that lets you explore both paths. The way they did it this time, you've got the LightCore characters But when they're coming back, in the case of Flashwing from Giants and Warnado from SSA, they're not going to have that wow pow, namely because he doesn't have a Series 2 counterpart in this game. So in the next game, obviously they won't do another LightCore Warnado, so if they repose him as a Series 2 character, he'll have that wow pow finally. But my personal opinion remains the LightCore characters should have the wow pow when applicable. Now, like LightCore Bumble Blast, it's brand new to the series, I'd be fine with him not having one. Although I still think it would be a nice step in the right direction. But for the repost characters, Series 2, Series 3, I feel like they should have the LightCore characters a step above the others. That's it. First thing I want to point out to you, no character art here. It's emphasis on LightCore. Again, the best example is right here, Starstrike and LightCore Starstrike. If those two were side by side on the shelves, they want you to see, hey, this is different. In addition to the lack of character art here, LightCore's emboldened on the pack. You've got the holographic deal, Prism Breaks logo. You've got even a different trim. This is a rough angled edge. You know, the standard characters have a rounded edge on the packaging. So they're doing their best. In the event they're side by side, people will say, hey, wait, what is different about this? Then flip it over to the back and realize, oh, you know what, it looks like that lights up. That's the case here, LightCore Power and Flash Bomb Effect. Again, LightCore Starstrike is our example on these LightCore single packs. Featured characters, LC Smolder Dash, Warnado himself, Grim Creeper, who looks pretty good as well, and then Whamshell. The check right here, I truly believe, just like with Giants, the LightCore characters should go backwards. That means LightCore Flashwing should work in Giants, wouldn't work in SSA, but in the case of Warnado, an SSA original, he should be playable in Giants and SSA. It's just an issue they didn't check it off because he's not going to have the flash bomb effect, and he's not going to have, you know, the light up, you know, pose whenever he's moving around in the game. They could have changed that. I don't think they did. I feel pretty confident telling you that. I'll go ahead and stick with that, and you know, I'll check it out as soon as I can. But that's the issue there. Again, this basically just means his LightCore abilities will work in Swap Force only. But like I said, if you don't have Warnado, if you couldn't find him from SSA for Giants, or if you get Swap Force and love it and you go backwards in the series, you essentially should be able to use this Warnado in those games. He just won't have the flash bomb effect, etc. That's it. Other thing they do, the emphasis there on the holographic deal, you got the Air Element logo, got the name, but you don't have the slogan that you typically see. His slogan, of course, is For the Wind. Once again, $13.99 at Toys R Us, but it was with a promotion, so I saved a little bit of cash there. We're going to go ahead and cut him open. These LightCore characters have been kind of a pain to unbox. Just kind of the way they're structured seems to be the issue. But go ahead again, nothing fancy there. It's really cool look when you see the Swap Force characters in there. I'm excited to see how this guy lights up. I'm also excited to see his detail. There's Chase McCain. He did not move this time. If this battery dies on me, I'll relocate him and remind you. If you keep your packaging, cut the tape. Otherwise, you're probably going to bend this up or rip it like you saw me do with the LightCore Flashwing. He looks pretty dadgum cool right here. I'm going to go ahead. I like to bend this back. Take that tab. You know, that seems real stiff on the LightCore. I like to come in and get the character by the base, and then actually push down on the plastic. If you can see where my left thumb is. Pretty heavy pose there. Going to take a close look at him here in a second. Now the tough part is actually getting the card out. I like to bend that back, kick it up, and just slide it out, hopefully without bending it. That went pretty smooth. Perhaps it's because Warnado knows I've remained loyal in his corner. Really cool card, really cool artwork. That holographic effect works well with Warnado in my opinion. Just a really neat character in my opinion. Again, I've liked this guy since SSA. I've stuck to my guns with him. Power, 60 of 200. Armor, 130 of 200. Keep in mind he does get that Soul Gem armor. And that's another thing with the Wow Pal. Could have just really turned the tides with Warnado. While he's not the most powerful with either upgrade path, You had a wipe out of that, and I mean, he could have been a game changer there. So I'll keep my fingers crossed he gets his regular, Series 2 repos at some point in time. Agility 100 of 200 and luck 45 of 200. That is going to add up to be 205, 335. Did I do my math right? Let's see. That's 192. Yeah, 335. That is a higher stat line than Flashwing. I believe it's higher than our Newlanders, with the exception of Smolderdash, who he matches. Behind the card, we've got the sticker sheet. Really cool artwork there. You can see it without the holographic effect in your eyes this time around. Looks like it's going to be the shell that lights up. We'll check on that. Again, LightCore is designated on the sticker sheet. Below that, you have the QR code and the web code for the mobile games. Alright, so time to get this going on here. Note the twister, where I showed you already the SSA pose had kind of like the light blue translucent tornado. This one's got a sinister look to it. It's kind of a smoky gray. Being from Texas, you see that quite often in the late spring, early summer. Right here, pretty intimidating. It looks like he's got the thick shell. Kind of, in all honesty, this is a really similar pose. Last time around, he kind of had his, front feet out, and the back feet out, kind of making an X shape. This time it's almost like he's swimming, through the air, pushing himself forward, if you will. So they did change that up. Looks pretty similar. Nice detail there on the mouth. Inside and out, you got the tongue. You can see the teeth. Eyes have that same menacing look. He's got the nice horn going on. Really good detail there on the shell is the main thing. He's got the ears. You can kind of see a nice, detail feature there. You can see the spikes on the top of the head, but again, look at that. I mean, it looks like it would literally, be sharp and cut you. Tails there, you got the feet. Very nicely done. I don't see any paint flaws or anything too alarming. Again, here's a comparison for you. This, of course, the green base is the SSA original pose. Very similar, as you can see, to LightCore Warnado. There's LightCore Warnado. I believe this twister is slightly taller for LightCore Warnado. Obviously, the big difference where this is kind of like a billowing cloud, almost like a water spout look to it. This is just F5 out of my way, gonna leave a wake of destruction, twister gray. That is actually a pretty good description, I guess. Again, the blue base indicates it's SSA. We'll go ahead and do a story and then check him out on the portal. Warnado was hatched in the fury of a rare and powerful enchanted twister. Although initially frightened and quite dizzy, over the passing years he grew to enjoy his whirling surroundings and learned many abilities and secrets of the air element. This led to Warnado becoming a powerful force and the only known turtle of his kind. Now the only time he gets dizzy is when he's standing still. Alright, so the card ran out of space right there as we finished up his story. Something I did forget to point out there, again on his forehead, you can actually see the air element logo. That's a nice touch. But again, the money shot right here, and what I'm interested in is how is he going to light up. Flashwing kind of did something unexpected. I'm hopeful that LightCore Warnado can deliver on a cool light up for us. So, got the old trusty SSA fitting. For Warnado, we'd have the SSA wireless portal. Gonna go ahead and turn it on. Looks like it still has juice, and here we go. Alright, that is nice. I think this is going to look a lot different with the lights out. You can see the light source, though. It's almost right there below that first horn in the middle. It seems to be skewing the light more towards the left than the right. We'll have to see. I think that may change. That may just be, the can lights here. But I think with the lights out, this should look pretty good. Something cool would have been to light up the tornado. However, that kind of takes away from the character. I guess it could go either way, since he does spawn the tornadoes. But I think, the emphasis should be kept on the character. That's kind of what they did here. That's really the only thing that would make sense on LightCore Warnado, is either the shell, which they did, or the tornado. I couldn't really imagine his, face or eyes or mouth. I just wouldn't. You could do it, but it wouldn't be right. Let's go ahead, set him down, kill the lights. I think this should look pretty good when we get it dark in here. Oh yeah, once again, just like we saw with LightCore Flashwing, he's putting out a lot of light. You can basically see and let me get it down so it's not blinding for you. I've got it turned where his head is facing away from the camera. You can actually see the detail on the shell. The color, it also is very fitting for him. It's almost like a perfect match the way it transcedes through the shell. For what it would look like with his armor. You can now, I've got his head facing you, that's that blatantly obvious dark spot. Got him now kind of like at a frontal 3/4 angle to the right. We're going to turn that to the left now. Looks, like I said, really good. Again, there's that detail on the shell. Just at this angle, you can actually kind of see the top of his forehead, the tail. You know, that's where I've got my index finger now. You can see his hind legs. Just nicely done again. For those of you, heartbroken by Chill or Drobot, check out these new LightCore characters. They seem to have delivered a bit more. That right there is a really cool shot. If you didn't know this was Warnado, that would almost just look like a meteor, or a blue flame streaking across the sky. Let me see if I can locate her. I can, thanks to the LightCore power of Warnado. Got LightCore Flashwing here. This should be a flippin' light show. Get these two. I'm going to put her back towards him as well. That's ridiculous. The amount of light these two characters put out is nuts. I think LightCore Flashwing may still actually put out the most light. Again, you got that really dark spot where Warnado's head is, but I mean, I'd have to personally still give the edge to LightCore Flashwing, but Warnado, I think they did a nice job on. Since I'm thinking of it, here she is. This should look sick. Check that out. I mean, that's the LightCore and Swap Force truly are pretty impressive. I know some of you say you're going to skip them. You didn't like them last time. No, if you're a fan of the character, I mean, obviously, if you like Smolder Dash, when she comes out, you can go back, get her LightCore, take the second path, etc. But, I mean, these are truly good light-up poses, so I'm impressed with that. But, again, Smolder Dash looks really good, but the light output from Flashwing and Warnado is just ridiculous, in particularly Flashwing. Let me do a comparison for you. This is one of the reasons people were disappointed last year. I think this is... No, this is Legendary. That's Chill. Legendary LightCore Chill. Watch what happens when I pull Flashwing. Now I'm going to pull Warnado. And it's kind of like... Yeah. I don't think that one's horrible, but I know a lot of people do. But now check this out. I mean, there goes Flashwing. Here comes the man of the hour, LightCore Warnado. Pretty impressive. I mean, the three of these look great together. Gotta give them that. And I do think I grabbed the Legendary one. It's kind of dark back there. But, wow. I mean, if you were playing co-op, and, I don't know, I guess like Cassie was over here or something, I could grab LightCore Warnado, she could grab Flashwing, and you could, like, literally light up an entire room in your house with these two. Again, look at the detail on Warnado. Very impressive. I'll pull Flashwing. That takes away a lot of light. And again, that's perfect for her blinded by the light slogan. But, I mean, Warnado, very, very impressive there. I'm really liking his light up effect. Only thing, again, just like with Flashwing, only thing that can make this better is if he had the Wow Pal. As is, I can't complain too much. One of my favorite characters is back. He's got a LightCore pose here. And, get to relive some moments with him in a brand new game, get him upgraded again from scratch. So that'll be fun. But, again, if you were down and out because of Drobot and Chill, give these new rounds a chance. This is LightCore Warnado. Very impressive. Let me set him down. Try to keep him in the frame for you there. It should come back into focus at some point. I'll go get the lights. All I can say is these two, Starstrike really does fit her pretty well. Grim Creeper looked pretty good. Smolder Dash, I was very impressed with her. But Flashwing and Warnado have both been very, very impressive. Again, and it's something you wouldn't even think this would be what would light up on him. I mean, I guess you would have to, but it's a deal where the paint is on there. I mean, it literally looks just like, you know, the original SSA green base figure, and yet that same paint actually lets the light, you know, transcend through there. Just looks really good. This, to its credit, is kind of more of like a blue-green, and then here it's kind of a bit more of like a silver, but have to say, pretty impressed by that. Again, here these two guys are side by side. Wish that they got, you know, wow pows for these guys. As is, the flash bomb effect's going to be pretty cool. If you're just getting into the game, or if you could never find Warnado, never got to play him, whatever the reasoning may be, go ahead, pick up LightCore Warnado number 1. Pretty cool light up effect. Number 2, a unique character. Again, he's not going to upgrade to be the most powerful or dominant force. Nothing crazy like that, but he is pretty fun. You do kind of have to spend some time master his moves and powers to get the most out of him. And even at that point, it's still, you know, not going to go toe-to-toe with some of the other characters. But what he has going for him, I feel it's the same way with Jetvac. They're just two very unique characters. He's really the only Skylander, you know, that gets to do anything close to what he does. And that, to me, made him unique originally, and it's kept his uniqueness. So I'm pretty happy about that. But again, the light up effect, very impressive. At the top, I forgot to move Chase McCain. Anyway, you know, I think some of the characters got knocked around a little bit. But anyway, that link at the top of the video description box will take you to a blog post specifically on LightCore Warnado. I'll have the information, the card stats, some pictures of him on the portal, all that stuff you can check out there. Pretty impressed with him. Again, $13.99 at Toys R Us, $12.99 at other retailers. If you wait it out, eventually they'll probably cut the prices in half, but that's probably going to be like spring, summer, you know, 2014. So if you want him, should be easy to find right now. You can probably land him no trouble before Black Friday. Quite possibly wouldn't have trouble after that. But again, I know all the loyal Warnado fans were pretty stoked about him coming back. The Wow Pow would be nice, but I mean, as is, we get to play as him again, upgrade him once more, and he's got the LightCore effect. So in the game, in addition to the flash bomb, he'll actually kind of have that glowing look, you know, from the shell as he kind of spins through the game. So gonna be interesting. I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. But questions, comments, feel free to ask here on YouTube. For a quicker response, I suggest you use the blog, oneofwisdom.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, for all you other Warnado fans out there, let me know your thoughts on this guy. If you feel like he's performed above and beyond your expectations, if you would have done something different, you know, I think, like I said, he's had that niche audience, and he's kind of maintained it despite his absence in Skylanders Giants. So that speaks well to the character and his uniqueness. But once again, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. That'll keep you up with all the latest. And as Warnado would say, this video was for the wind.